Welcome guys, in this video we're gonna discuss the Backlaw Remedy group, Overcare for the welfare of others. In this group we're gonna discuss the personalities who try to control others, try to do anything and even do manipulative or diplomatic things just to control others, just to possess others, or try to influence others with different way, either is a dominance or either putting themselves in a situation where they are perfect people or the idealistic people, or some way they might think they are better for them, and that's how they try to influence other, try to control other, try to be with them. They do everything either the good way or the bad way. So these kind of people, you try to influence others, so just in their head they think they are welfaring the society. So this kind of personality we're going to discuss. This group has 5 remedies. We'll discuss about this group ahead in a very detailed or precise. Let's have a discussion about. We will discuss this group, guys, in different aspects, so you might have a better idea about this remedy and how to use it accurately when you want to use them. So first remedy is Beech. Guys, this is our first remedy, Beech. These people are kind of people who, for the individuals who are rigid, critical, and intolerant for others. So these kind of people who are so much strict in their principles and what they want, they have very less tolerance level, and you can say they can't allow others just to cross their limits or where they have rigidity. And these people are most of time negative people, and positivity is very lesser in this personality. So next, Chicory people. These people who for individuals who tend to be possessive. So these people are possessive and easily offended, making it difficult for them to separate. So these people find it very difficult when you're trying to find them, trying to do separation from them, or trying to make separate them with their loved one or to whom they want to be connected. So they become very offended and they show very different face. So these kind of people, they are possessive, and it could be your family, it could be their family, their friends, and anyone. So these kind of people are. So next, rock water people. Rock water people who are individuals who drive themselves too hard, seeking perfection in everything and setting high standards for themselves. So these kind of peoples, they try to portray their self-domination. They are self-martyrdom. This kind of personality, they do everything just to go at the level of perfection or the level of idealistic or whatever they have portrayed to others, the belief system, the principle system. So they try to do everything just to prove it they are right people. So this kind of personality, they are rock water personality. Now, Vervain personality, for individuals who are strong-willed, highly strung, with minds that race ahead of time events. So these kind of people, you can imagine, these have an attitude of longevity. So you can expect them to do everything, no matter how long it take to do their work, to finish their work, they do it. That kind of people, they're very strong-minded people, and you can say they are fanatics somehow. They're so much at the extremist kind of personality, either go in any sort of principle, the belief system they have it, they go fanatic. You can say fanatic kind of people. And next, the wine personality. These individuals who tend to dominate others, thinking that they know better than everyone else and putting others down. So this kind of personality, you can say the bossy personality. The people who are dominant, who try to dominate, who influence others, who think they are the better one, they know everything. So this kind of personality they are. Guys, this was our definition aspect. This is our first definition aspect. Now we'll discuss another aspect, that is issues. What issues they face, these kind of remedies, what issues they have in their personality they use to deal, or they are easily or addicted or in a situation where they casually deal kind of issues they have in their head. So first, beach people, guys, beach people, remember the what we have discussion about these people are kind of people, they are very rigid, very critical toward anything whatever they see around them. Most of the time they are critical and they are intolerant of their principles. So these kinds of beach people are, what issues they have? Being rigid and inflexible, so we know it. Next, being critical and intolerant toward others. Yes, intolerant toward their principle. If something gonna against or become opponent, they are absolute critical if something go against their principles. Next, inability to see good in people and things. So these people have a habitually kind of a negative or passive kind of people, prudent kind of people. They always highlight others, somebody else as weaknesses, or somebody if they see any project. These, you can imagine these kind of people who always highlight the weaknesses. They are less of positive, the higher level of negative. So this kind of personality. Next, feeling the need to change and correct everything. So you can say the positive critics, they are not actually bad. They try to influence others, they try to make good welfare in kind of people. They are good philanthropists, but they are same time kind of people, they want to change it, they want to make it correct, they want to reconcile things, they want to correct things. That's why they, in the process of, or in the mindset of rectification of everything, they do become so much negative and feeling to change everything. So this kind of personality. Next, struggle with accepting and understanding different perspectives. So this has a problem with them. If you want to convince them, it's very difficult for them, because these type of people are very rigid in their nature. You can say a person who is very rigid in his nature and always become critical, and so this kind of people they are. Next, difficulty being lenient and understanding toward others. So same thing, it's a very difficult for them to go against their principles, and whatever they have principle, it's very difficult for them to convince themselves, or they become convinced by somebody, even they are wrong. It's very difficult for them to feel themselves actually they are wrong. Is the problem. Next is chicory. What are the chicory people? Guys, these people are very possessive in nature, and they can be easily offended when you try to detach somebody with whom they want to be connected forever. They become very different. So what kind of people they are? They become possessive toward their loved ones. Yes. Difficulty separating from family members. So they have a somehow problem. They love their family so much. In other case, if they don't love the specific their family members or love somebody else, this is a separate issue. Most of time they love with whom they are living, or they spending time, they love so much. That's why most of time family members, they are, it's very difficult for them to separate from them and to go abroad or to go somewhere for study, for work, or project. If they want to have if they have to separate, not want, if they have to separate, it's very difficult for them. Next, manipulative and controlling behavior toward others. So they do manipulation just to become just to prove themselves they are the one who love somebody, and they try to control somebody else's behavior. If they knew if this person could leave him or her, so they try to control that person. They do everything, kind of every recipe of manipulation, they use it, just thinking in their head they are the right one. They have every right to do and to control and to have it and to keep the possession of their loved one. They do everything. Next, overly caring and nurturing towards others. So yeah, they are nurturing. Next, difficulty releasing emotions, emotional ties and attachment. Yeah, if the loved one and the loved one has gone somewhere, that's a very tough situation to come out from this. You can see them in a very, very anxiety or depressive condition when they lost their loved one. It's very difficult for them to go off the emotional ties from that situation. Becoming easily hurt, offended, and they easily hurt and offended only in a situation, or most of time in a situation where they knew they are losing their loved one. They become very offended. So this kind of personality. Next is rock water. Guys, rock water personality we have discussed in definition. These kind of people who themselves very hard worker or seeking perfection in everything whatever is surrounding them, and they set a very high bar to work hard to go any extent just to prove themselves. They can do anything that they are the perfect or perfect most perfect person, so they do everything. So what issues they face in their personality most of the time? Next, they drive oneself too hard to achieve perfection. Yes, we know it, we discuss high standards for oneself and others. So this is the problem. They not set standard for themselves, even for the others too. People surrounding them, they set standards for high. They want everyone to the next level and prove themselves, even prove others and to them they are the idealistic one and others should follow the same lead. So these kind of people there. Next, self-domination and self-martyrdom. Yeah, these people control themselves very hard just to control the you can say just to control themselves in a position of their principles. Whatever the principle they have, they are very strict and very punctual, very principle based person, or very disciplined kind of person, just to get what they actually want. Even they go in any extent if they have to lose their life just to prove themselves, prove others that they are the idealistic, so they do everything. Next, difficulty accepting one's own limitation. Yeah, it's where it's they, if they found weaknesses or difficulties or mistakes, or where the hurdles comes in their way and limitations come and they have to cross and they have to go next level, they won't accept easily. They do hard, they work hard, even put themselves in most of themselves in a situation where they put themselves in an injury situation kind of. They don't care their own limits. They go beyond. They are the rebel kind of personality. They go beyond of their physical situation or the boundary or the governance system. They go against anything if they have something in their head and they believe it's a right thing, and they go everything on any extent just to prove themselves they are the most idealistic person. Being overly strict and rigid on what? On the principle to get the level of perfection. So it's a different than the beech. The beech people also, and that kind of people also strict and very rigid, but same time people, they are critical toward others, and those criticizing others, they become very rigid, and that kind of mindset, they have negative mindset. But on the rock water case, they are rigid on what actually they want. They are rigid in a situation where they want to prove themselves they are the most successful, they are the most who can sacrifice anything, and they want to be a great kind of person. So this is their personality. Next, they struggle with the balancing work and player. So the most of time they lose their player activities, they lose their layer activities, even too. They are less of their happy in their own personal life, but on the other hand, they do work hard and they get their dopamine level or the mind satisfaction level through their work success. That kind of people they have, it's very difficult for them to balance their personal life, the work life, and to be the best for in every situation. So they prefer their work, their job, their project, whatever they are working for, they prefer kind of things. Next, we'll discuss the Vervain. What are the Vervain personality? Guys, we have discussed earlier, these personalities are the personalities who are very strong-willed, highly strong with the minds, and they always put themselves in a situation where they prophesize the things. They understand the things. They think they prove themselves in through their analysis, through their assessments, whatever they are analyzing the situation. They are the most the accurate one person. So this kind of personalities they are. They prove themselves most of time. They are the accurate in analyzing the situation, whatever they believe, whatever they spend their time, whatever their mission or purpose. They are most of time accurate, but they are fanatic kind of people. So next, they are strong-willed and highly strung behavior. Yeah, they see ahead on time. So racing thoughts and minds that jumps. Yeah, they always think and kind of obsessive kind of a nature of a certain thing where they are working, or certain industry, certain job, certain behavior, certain type of study. They are kind of very obsessive. So the most of time they are analysts, they are journalists, or kind of personalities. They if we see them in broadcasting, they are most of time, not all of them, but they're jumping their thoughts in that situation at a very high level, and they go in every situation of a certain job or certain problem, they or certain scenario. They go out every scenario just to put themselves. They are the most accurate one in assessing the people. So this kind of personality they are. Fixed ideas they have, and a principle that it's very difficult for them to change whatever they have believed, whatever for what purpose they are actually become fanatic. This is what they behind the story. If they have fixed principle, the fixed belief, so somehow the fanaticism comes in their way. Just like if they become a preacher and their faith system, if they're preaching kind of situation, so they become very very rigid in that problem or the faith they have. They are very strict on it. Next, they become fanatic behavior and desire to convert others to their own views. Yes, they do whatever they are preaching, whatever they are portraying, their narrative, and what narrative they have, they think they are the right one. They become so much fanatic. They prophesize things. They prove themselves they are the right one, and they try to convince others that the people who surround them must be on their line, on their point of views. So they do hard to prove themselves right and convince others. Next, strong-willed encouraged to pursue their own goals. Yeah, they are very strong-willed people. They are very very strong-willed, just like the rock water. But the rock water intention is something else, to be the idealistic one. But here they become the fanatic in something, and they do everything just to prove themselves they are the right one. They know actual the situation. They can analyze the situations much way better than anybody else. So next, struggle with letting go and standing control. Yeah, it's very difficult for them to because these kind of rigid people, if they knew they're gonna lose the ground, it's very difficult for them, because they are very fanatic of their system, their belief system. It's very difficult to letting go and understanding. So next, wine personality. That was Vervain. Here we're gonna discuss the wine personality. These kind of people, who are the people, remember guys, they are dominant. They try to dominate people. They think they know better than anybody else. They become the bossy kind of people. They humiliate others. So this kind of personality, what issues they face? Next, what dominant behavior toward others? Yes, we know. Next, believe that one knows better than others. Yeah, we know they think they knew better than anybody else. And next, disrespectful toward others, putting them down. Yeah, this is something that make them unique. So these kind of people, they are very humiliated towards others who are not on their point of view, or who are not at the capacity or the capable to cope with them. So they become very disrespectful for them. Next, strong sense of self and capabilities. So they have a very strong sense of self. They know themselves. They believe themselves very strongly. Next, they have bossy or demanding behavior when in charge. So they become, these are the people, they become very bossy. uh, and we can say them, usually they are the bossy people. They try to convince others, they try to dominate others every time. They have a tendency to be dominant every time. Struggle with humility and respect toward others. So yeah, they have become all most of time even very humiliating towards others. So this was our issue. We have discussed this personality with the issues aspect. Now we will discuss their mental state. First one, they're rigid and inflexible thinking they have. Sorry guys, I forget to memorize you. We are here discussing the Beech personality. Remember the Beech personality? They're rigid, they are very critical towards everything, and they become very intolerant toward others if they knew their principles are gonna getting someone who is opponent. So they become very intolerant. Next, we're here discussing that they actually what they have in their head, or what they mentally feel in their head, what kind of situation they are rigid and inflexible mindset they have. Next, critical and judgmental toward others. This is very normal behavior. The Beech people. Next, difficulty seeing the good in people and in situation. Yeah, these people are very negative in a set. Every time they see something negative in anybody's personality, even if you ask them to analyze the person, so they see more on negative, less of the positive. So next, lack of understanding, accepting toward the different perspective. So this is the one of the main problem. It's very difficult for them to accept different perspective. Next, intolerant toward others' weakness and flaws. Yeah, if somebody is weak and have flaws, they become intolerant to criticize them. They become very intolerant. They actually criticize. Next, struggle with forgiveness and letting go of grudges. So it's very difficult for them to forgive anybody and letting go their grudges. If somebody goes against them, they are already negative people. They become very, very difficult and very strict toward that person, and they most of time go on rigid on the, even against, if they become against that person, they go on very long run. Next, difficulty compromising and finding middle ground. Yeah, they have problem. They cannot. You see them. It's very difficult for them to compromise where their principles shake. They cannot compromise, and rigidity here come. So it's very difficult for them to compromise. Next, lack of patience toward others' mistakes and shortcomings. Yeah, same thing. They have very different difficulty to afford others' weaknesses, and to afford somebody, if somebody has flaws and in the personality weaknesses. Almost all of these remedies in this group has a kind of problems to accept somebody else's mistakes. So these people try to influence others. So these influences has a problem mindset. Next, we're gonna discuss the Chicory people. What Chicory people they have? They are overly caring and nurturing toward others. Yeah, remember guys, Chicory people. These people are they become possessive of everything toward their loved ones, and they become very offended if somebody try to separate them, and if they have to separate. So next, overly caring and nurturing toward, yeah, is their mindset. Next, difficulty separating from family member. Yeah, they have it. Tendency to be manipulative and control loved one. Yeah, we know, we discuss it. They become very manipulative to do every kind of things just to avoid separation from their loved one. Next, struggle with releasing emotional attachment. Yeah, it's the same thing we have discussed earlier. The issues face in the issues aspects, same thing coming over. They have problem to be detached with them. Next, difficulty setting boundaries with other. Yeah, the next, they have problem to part ways if they knew they have to set boundaries for that person, this person is not good, and they become addicted of that person, they become the lover of that person. So it's difficult for them to be separate or create boundaries from that person. It's difficult for them. Next, difficulty saying no to others' demands. Yes, if their loved one demands, not everybody, if their loved one demands, these are the others people. If they demand, it's very difficult for them to say no. They do everything just to get them, just to get their love. Next, struggle with finding one's identity. Yeah, they are so much in others people, they are so much in their head, they always thinking others, they always care about others, they always try to nurture others. So it's their problem, they are losing themselves somehow. They don't know, they are losing their own identity, they what they actually want in their life, they're losing. Fear of being alone or abandoned. So it's they have they do not want to leave their loved one because they somehow in their head they have a fear of being alone. If they knew, if they leave that person, if this person leave them, they become abandoned. That kind of problem there. Next, rock water. Rock water personality, guys, remember this personality, this personality, who these are the individuals who drive themselves too hard, seeking just for perfection in everything, and have set so much high level of the bar or high standards for others to prove themselves they are the idealistic. So this is the rock water. First, they strive for perfection in all aspects of life. Yes, they are, they want to be the example. Good. In next, in the head, they always want to have high, they have high standards for oneself and even for others. Next, difficulty accepting one's own limitation. Yes, they have problem. Next, self-critical, self-punishing thoughts. They become self-critical towards their success because these are the people who always go for this success. They always see their mistakes, even others too, but they see their own mistakes most of time, and they try to put themselves in a most reconciling situation, the rectification situation. Every time they want to get success, so this is their behavior, and this is very accurate behavior if you want to get success. So next, they're rigid and inflexible thinking. So they have problem and they become very rigid towards their goals and the principle they want to achieve, where they want to be idealistic. They become so much rigid and inflexible. Next, struggle with balancing work and play. Yeah, it's very normal behavior, it's very normal in their personality. Next, difficulty delegating tasks to others. We have discussed. Yeah, this is not discussed one. They have problem to delegating tasks because they are so much in one task, so much at the high level. It's a problem for them to delegate tasks most accurately and most precisely because they are so much so in their own work, and they're correcting themselves at every time high level. So it's a problem for them. Next, tendency towards workaholism. Yeah, these people are workaholism. Everywhere, if you find in any group, these people who set their high bar and high standard just to get succeed, or in this case they want to influence others, they want to prove others they are the perfect ones, so they have to be a workaholism. So this is their problem. Next, Vervain personality. Vervain personality, they are strong-willed and determined. Guys, remember the Vervain personality, they are strong-willed, and they have fixed ideas and principle that difficult to change. These people have very fixed in their ideas and what they want in their life. They are very fixed in it. Tendency toward fanaticism, extremism. Yeah, it's their problem. They want they go in every, if they are in the faith system, they go to the level of fanaticism. They couldn't afford if somebody go against them. They are very strict in their belief system, and here they are rigid. Difficulty accepting others' perspective. Yeah, these are the people who can chop head or make someone else in a misery situation where somebody go against their fanaticism. Struggle with struggle with surrendering control. Yeah, it's a problem for them because they are so much and they prove themselves everybody they are the right. It's problem for them, and even if they somehow they prove in their head they become they were the wrong ones, so it's a problem for them because their fanaticism go on everybody's face. But they have to change their image, even they have to destroy themselves. They go at such level of fanaticism. If they have to change their belief system, they have to change or destroy their own image. So this is what they don't want actually. Next, racing thoughts and racing thoughts and mind that jumps. Yeah, in their head they always some thoughts are racing on certain scenario, on certain situation, on certain topic. They go in every situation. Next, desire to convert others to their own. Yeah, it's their mindset. You find so many religioustic people that go a level of fanaticism. They try to everybody convert. They try to convince everybody. Next, tendency towards stubbornness. So these guys are very strict in their, and they have rigidity on their fanaticism. They are very rigid people. It's very hard them to change. There are stubbornnesses in their personality. Next, the vine personality. Guys, remember the vine personality. These people are try to be a bossy to everybody, to in front of everybody, and they humiliate others. In fact, so what? Let's have a mindset, their mental state actually. The points. First, their strong sense of capability and confidence. Yeah, in their head they feel themselves. They're confident kind of people, and they believe they have the ability. They have their own ability. So this is their mindset. Next, they believe that they know what is the best for others. Yeah. Next, tendency to be bossy and dominating when in charge. Yeah, they try to be dominant, they're bossy. Next, very capable individuals who are confident in their ability, potential for success. Yes, they are actually capable. And this is the same thing. They put themselves in the level of ego, where they become bossy and dominant, and they become the humility toward others, who somebody not understanding and not capable or not coping them. Next, they become frustrated when others do not follow their. Yeah, when somebody is not following them, they believe they know the things very rightly. They knew, actually they knew things very good. So, and they try to convince others, and if not somebody following their path, they go against. They absolutely have no tolerance in that situation. Next, their strong desire to direct others, and have done this is their mindset every time. Struggle with accepting help. Yeah, they have problem to accept to help somebody or advice, because they in their head they have ego. They think they know everything. They are the better one. They know everything. They are egoistic, egomaniac kind of personalities. Can be overly critical of others when expectations are not. Yeah, when they give the task, when they convince others, when they give the principles others somebody and not following their path, they become so much hard and negative toward that person. Now, we will discuss their emotional. First, we have discussed their mental mindset. Now we're gonna discuss their emotionally, how they feel actually, heart and soul, how they feel. First, beech people. Guys, remember the beech people? They are critical, rigid, and intolerant kind of people. So what? They have tendency to go towards irritable and anger. Anger is part of their personality. They become so much angry on everything if things go against them, and the most of the time things go against them because they are critical every time. Impatience with others. Yeah, they are impatient, and the frustration and annoyance towards others. Yeah, frustration and annoyance comes when things are absolute goes against their belief system, and imperfection in others. So they always see imperfection because they think they are the one who know who are right, and the others are always have the weaknesses because they see weaknesses, not the problem. They are the most right one people, like the wine personality. But in Beech they are different kind of people. They always see somebody else's mistakes and weaknesses. It's not actually they are the right one, but they see somebody else's weaknesses and negative things. Next, judgmental and critical. Yeah, this is their emotional attitude. Every time they are judgmental, without even asking them, they become judgmental or they become negative. Next, difficulty feeling compassion and empathy toward. Yeah, it's a problem in the heart. Their problem to feel empathize with others because they are critical, they are negative. These people have very strict and rigid kind of face and heart. They don't bend easily. Next, struggle with forgiveness and letting go of grudges. Yeah, they have problem if they go against and somebody goes against their belief system and couldn't accept their criticism more positively if somebody else not accept, so they have no forgiveness. And next, feeling superior to others. Yeah, this is what all of these group has problem. They all, most of them, they all feel they are superior one. That's why they criticize, especially Beech people. uh, Inability to see the positive others and situation. So this is what in any situation they see negativity. So next, Chicory. Guys, what are the Chicory personality? They're possessive and become offended, making it difficult for them to separate from their family and their loved ones. So it's about the Chicory personality. Now, what the emotionally from the heart, what they actually feel. Now we're gonna discuss. First, they have intense love and attachment toward family and their loved ones. Yes, they have it. Next, anxiety and fear of separation. They have a problem. They always have fear of separation. That's why they do everything just to do and control the situation and control their loved one. They do everything. They don't want to lose it. Next, insecurity and neediness in a relationship. Yeah, they have insecurity in their mind. They have so much. If most of people, you see them, if different kind of situation, if the couple are not capable or not compatible with each other, compatibles actually not capable, couple are not compatible with each other, so these situations come very often. And one of them tried to be he was in or she was insecure and neediness in actual relationship, and this person tried to do and manipulate every situation just to get that person forever. They do everything. So this kind of insecurity they have. Next, difficulty releasing emotional ties and attachment. Yeah, it's very difficult for them to leave their emotion if they have someone with someone they have emotional ties, they have problem to leave that person. Tendency towards guilt and self-blame. Yeah, they become they become the guilt, they feel guilt, they have self-blaming in themselves, in their mind. Remember, just in their mind, just in their mind, just in their mind, not they show they're feeling guilt or they blame themselves. Just in their mind they think they have weaknesses, but they don't show others. If they are possessing, controlling others, they don't show you, but in their head they know they have problems. Somehow they express, but not in every case. Somehow in some cases they express, but not in every case they express. Difficulty setting boundaries with others. Yeah, have a problem. Same thing we have, they have when they have emotional ties. Same thing we have studied earlier, emotional ties. So it's a problem for them. Next, tendency to sacrifice one's own needs for the sake of the. Yeah, these people actually sacrifice things, not just like the Beech people. They have problem to empathize, but Chicory people, they actually sacrifice just to get their loved one, and they are manipulative, they are diplomatic, and at the same time they can sacrifice too. Next, feeling overwhelmed by caring for others. Yeah, they feel overwhelmed, they become overwhelmed. and they put themselves possessive, and they are obsessive kind of a caring kind of people. Next, rock water. What are the rock water? Guys, remember the rock water kind of people who always portray themselves the idealistic one, the perfect one, and for that reason, they have to drive hard work. They have to work very hard, and they set high standards for them and for others. So what they actually feel from the heart. Now we will discuss and we'll see it. They're feeling overwhelmed by the responsibility. Yeah, they're always overwhelmed by they are so much obsessive towards their work, toward their goal, toward what are the ambitions they have. That's why they are so much overwhelmed by hard work. Next, tendency towards self-blame and not like you can say the Chicory, the person who know his mistakes. Just earlier we have discussed in Chicory case, but in his case it's a different. He see his own mistakes, others too, but he see his own mistakes every time, just to correct himself, not to be helpless, just like the Chicory people. They think they cannot change the situation, but this person try to correct every time, and reconcile everything. He want to be the role model for everybody. So next, they have struggled with self-acceptance. Yeah, if they have weaknesses, they won't accept it. They just try to change it. They every time try to change it. They every time try to make it correct. So it's very difficult. If they have weaknesses, they try to change it. They go everything on any extent just to change what they have weaknesses. Tendency towards self-denial and same behavior. They have problem. They whatever or wherever the situation where they are actually living, or whatever the agenda to be a perfect, they become so much critical in that situation, and they sacrifice themselves just to prove they did it something. They sacrifice themselves. Next, difficulty experiencing player and enjoyment. This is very normal. If somebody work very hard and do everything at any level of extent just to get what you want, so this is what you have to sacrifice: your player, your enjoyment. You have to sacrifice. Next, tendency toward anxiety and worry. Yeah, tendency toward anxiety and worry to what subject? What they actually want. The same thing. What they actually want, they have an anxiety in there. Most of them, they show anxiety toward their goals. Feeling frustrated and disappointing to oneself when they're not getting what they actually want. What they actually want to their step toward their success, toward their ambitions. If they're not getting, they're frustrated. Next, tendency towards self-criticism and self-judgment. Yeah, these people, every time we see in earlier too, they are self-judgment. They're the best judger of themselves, and they correct actually in every step of their life. They correct themselves. Now, we will deal the Vervain personality. Vervain personality. Guys, remember the Vervain personality, the personality who are strong-willed and highly strong with the minds that race ahead of time, ahead of events. So this kind of personality they are. So first, they have feeling intense conviction and passion towards. Once they have belief system, these people, if you see them like the personality, these people are very difficult for them. If they are, what if they put themselves away from their fanaticism, it's very difficult for them. And what they feel, actually they feel from their heart and the core and the mind. They're so much rigid, so much strict, and they go in any extent just to prove this fanaticism. So this kind of tendency toward anger and frustration. If something go again and they have to be disagree, they become very frustrated. Next, difficulty empathize with others in perspective. Yeah, although they might be a good person in general, they might be the good person, but if you go with their fanaticism, if you go with their belief system, the faith system, they have no tolerance. It's very hard for them to empathize, to understand you. There's so much extremist level of extremists. The dialogue and debate is not part on their fits. They become very strict, no matter they think they are the right ones. Feeling overwhelmed by the words problem, yeah. If they are focused on their religion or their preaching, and they show have a very problem what the word is facing right now, it might be against the religion, or it might be against their principle or the philosophy or whatever they have in their head, where even they are kind of a secular or kind of a people who are Scientology believe in. If they believe so much at level, they can be a problem. Same time, they kind of problem of obsession of fanaticism. So in anything, in any belief and ideas, if you have fanaticism, that's what the problem, or one problem. You see everything, the words, every problem, you see solution in your context. So this is what they actually have in their mind. They see every word's problem, the words, every problem in solution in their context. So this is what. Next, tendency toward worry and anxiety. Yeah, worry and anxiety about what they on the belief system, where they want to convince others. Struggle with letting go and standing control. Yeah, their belief system is very tough, so you cannot convince them. Next, feeling misunderstood and unappreciated. So this is what happened. They feel others misunderstood, and they think people are not understanding them, and not appreciate their faith, and whatever the belief, the ideas, the philosophy they have. They see people are not paying the same level of attention as they want it, as they are on it. They think they are the right one. So this is what the problem they have in their head. Next, feeling a strong sense of purpose and mission. So they put their everything on their philosophy and trying to convince others. Everything, whether the finance, their time, they do give everything, and put on their mission, just to prove others and just to convince other to on their belief system. So this kind of the Vervain personality is. Now the wine personality. What is the wine personality? Wine personality is a personality who try to be a bossy, dominate others. So this kind of personality, they humiliate others if somebody. So now what they emotionally feel able to see, what they actually feel in their heart. So first, they're feeling superiority over others. So this is what the mindset in every remedy of this group. So all five remedy has the same. They have superiority on the head. They feel they are the superior one. Either not accept the chicory. Chicory not every time they feel they are superior, but they show their respect, their nurturing qualities so much high level where they feel they are the one who's superior in that department. But other four remedies are absolute superior in their own genre. So next, put others down and belittle them with they do not agree. Yeah, they have mind. They always in their mind the other people are emotionally they feel they show actually with their behavior. Next, their tendency to become irritable and frustrated when others do not agree with them. Yeah, it happened with them. Very normal. Next, feel that the others are not working as hard as they. Yeah, because these people they try to dominate it, they become the bossy of they try to control others. So in that scenario, bossy or controlling kind of people who are not possessive with that person, but same time they are bossy and dominative that person. So and they think they know better everything. So that's why they become try to control the people, try to become the bossy from that situation, and they show hard work, but they expect others work hard because they are controlling, they are giving the induction towards them. Next, can become impatient with those who do not meet their expectations. Yeah, it's very normal with them. Next, feel that others are not capable or competent enough, or it is it's normally when somebody is trying to control others, dominate others, and giving direction, giving every time giving orders. It's mean it's there are other cases too, but if this person try to humiliate that person, if he does that mistake, so this kind of Vervain personality they have, they think they are the competent, others are not. That's why they are controlling them. This is what they actually react in that situation. So next, a desire for control over situation. So this is what they actually we have discussed before. Next, can become angry or upset. Things do not go in as they planned. This is very normal behavior. So next, we're gonna discuss their attributes. What they actually their personality attributes they have. These are new aspects, and I hope you get more idea with different aspects as we discuss. First, Beech one. Beech personality, the Beech person for individuals who are very rigid and critical and intolerant of others. So this is what they are. So they become rigid and critical. They're thinking this is their personality. This is the attributes of their personality. Next, they're intolerant toward others and their differences. Yeah, they're absolute intolerance. They're negative and rigid in their personality. So struggle to see the good people and situations. So they always see negative. Earlier, they always see negative. So it's really hard for them to expect from them if they become positive. Next, desire to be more tolerant and understanding of others. Yeah, it happens. It's very normal. They always others they want others accept their criticism, but actually they don't accept. So they want others accept their criticism, but and feel good about their criticism and take it positive, but actually they are not every time positive. That is why they are flaw and opposite kind of personality. Next, feel that they are always right. Yeah, this is very normal. Next, can have a high expectation of themselves and others. Yeah, they become negative on a very high standards in everything. They want high standards in everything. Next, struggle to see on faults and weakness. Yeah, these people do not like rock water people who always correct themselves. They are opposite. They don't see their mistakes. If you ask them why don't you accept the criticism, they absolutely not accept the criticism, but they expect others will accept their criticism. So this is what the problem. If you ask their flaws and weaknesses, they won't accept it. It's very difficult for them. Desire to see more beauty and good in the world around them. So yeah, this is the same thing. They don't see positive things and beautiful things. They see negative and the bad things. This is the personality attribute, the very famous personality. Now, the Chicory personality. Guys, Chicory personality, what is the Chicory personality? Remember, this personality is very possessive and very controlling just to get what they love ones. So this is what the personality. Now, what the attributes have. The first one attributes, most important one, the possessive of their loved ones. Next, struggle to separate from their family members. So this is very normal. They love their family, they live with them. So here they show their behavior towards them. Next, overly caring and attentive to needs of others. Yeah, they show they are in the need of others. Feel a need to correct what they see as wrong as others. Yeah. If they see something is wrong with their loved one, or if their loved one is in need of something, or if they are their loved one are lacking of something, this is the most appropriate word, lacking of something, or they do everything just to make it correct. This desire to be close to those there are about. Yeah, it's very normal. Struggle to let go of others and allow them freedom. Yeah, this is what their problem. There's so much go possess them. They try to control. They don't give freedom. They control your every space if they love you. feel hurt and offended easily. Yeah, this is very when they see they are losing and their control and possession get problem, so they become hurt and easily offended. So desire to release effective ties, yeah, this is where the problem, where they have effective ties, where they have emotional connection, they love one, it's very difficult for them to create boundaries and to detach from them. It's very difficult for them. So next, rock water. What is the rock water personality, guys? Remember, these are the level. These are people who try to be perfectionists, who try to be idealistic ones for others. So this personality, they work hard to get it the level. So what the personality attributes you can expect from them? Next, they're driven and perfectionists. Yes, high standards for themselves and others. Yeah, and deny themselves pleasure in order to achieve success. Yeah, they sacrifice their own everything just to get success. Next, desire to well and strong active. Yeah, they want to be idealistic one, they want to be idealistic. So that's why in this process they do everything to be hard on themselves and self-martyrdom. Yeah, this is what their normal behavior. They have struggled to see their own accomplishment and success because they see themselves so much faults every time. They become so much negative, just like the beach people who become negative for everybody. They see others' fault, not there. But here, rock water, they see their faults at the level most. They try to correct themselves on every level, on every high standard. So to get and meet that high standard in the head, they have it. So desire to be set an example for others. Yeah, this is what they mind. Attributes to be a better. They strive to be a better and improve constantly. This is what these things come together. So now Vervain personality. Vervain personality. What is Vervain personality? You guys remember, these people who are strong-willed and highly strong with the mind is ahead of times. They develop more mental attitude, allow them to be fanatic, and they are not capable or adopt every kind of a changing situation. This is what their mindset. So what attributes you can expect from them? They are strong-willed and high-strung, fixed principle and ideas, desire to convert others their own. Yeah, it's very normal. They always want somebody. Convert to them or perceive their idea, what they have a philosophy. And next, confident in their own beliefs and ideas. Yeah, they are very confident. They are very belief. Their faith is very strong. Willing to get fight for what they believe. Yeah, it's very normal. They are fanatic. Struggle to change their belief. Yeah, this is what you cannot expect them. They can change their belief, their opinion. It's very rare. Very rare. These people change somebody else's belief, but their own belief system, it's very rare. Even you tell their faults, it's very difficult. They have struggled to see others' points of view. Yeah, it's their problem. Continue to push themselves even when they ill or exhausted. Yeah, they have a purpose. They have mission in life for their fanaticism. What they have belief, they have purpose in it. They do everything just to get it. They have mission and they won't care their own physical illness. If their belief system require or need to perform there, they do it. Next, wine personality. Wine personality. What is the wine personality? These are individuals, remember, who try to be bossy every time, try to dominate every time, and putting in front of others, they are the rightest and more the accurate person they are. So they show others and they become the very disrespectful person toward others who are humiliated, who are less privileged or belittle in front of them. What attributes you can expect from them? Let's have a discussion. First one, they are confident in their own ability. Yeah, they know, they think they are the right one. they are the right one. They know it. They have in their head, they believe it. They are the one who is right one. Believe that they know the what is best for others. That's why they try to control, they try to induct other. They believe that. And then tendency to be bossy, yes. Struggle with accepting help and advice from others. Yeah, as they put their efforts to help others, to advise others, same time they have a problem to take advice from others because they think they are the right one, they think they are the bossy, they are the dominant. So it's a problem for them. Desire to control over situation, yeah, they even try to control the situation. If you are panic, if you are in a problem, they try to control, they put themselves, they try themselves in a leadership role. So they become frustrated when things do not follow. Yeah, if people don't follow, if the submissive people around them don't follow the rule, they become very agitated and frustrated. It can be overly critical for others, of others. Yeah, somehow the people to whom they are leading, the people to whom actually they become the bossy towards them, so they become very critical for these people, not to everybody, but those people to whom they are bossy. So these kind of situation, these from this type of people, for this type of people, not every time, but sometime they become critical, overly critical. Not every time even. Desire to direct others and have things done their way is very normal for their part. Guys, we're gonna discuss the new aspect, that is examples. These are different type of example, so clear your concept more deeply. You have understanding of these examples. So let's have a beech remedy. Guys, remember the beech remedy? The beech remedy is for individuals who are rigid, critical, and intolerant of others. So these kind of individuals, let's have about them, discussion about them. First case, the critical Mary who judges others and struggle to see the good people in good in people. So she is negative, she always negative and critical, absolute beech case. Next, a critic John who sets high standards for others and becomes intolerant. Here, high standards for others. So it's becoming the Vervain kind of or wine kind of personality. Or you can say the rock water who sets standards for others too, not for himself. He's setting other standards too. So if you see just this thing, he's setting high standards for others. So it's kind of rock water. But if you go behind the scene, he's a critic guy. That's why he's setting high standards. That's why he's seeing the negative things in. He's comparing in the negative point of, and becomes intolerant when others don't respect its critic according to him as it want. He want other people respect his criticism. So that is he couldn't take it criticism its own. Just like the rock water rock water people opposite to beech, they respect their criticism. If people criticize their weakness, they respect it and they take it as a challenge to overcome of it. So this is what the difference between the beech people and the rock water people. So beech people are take this is absolute beech case. Next, a rigid Sarah who struggles to see positive things from other people's perspective. So she just see their own perspective. Maybe the standard is high, might be thinking something very high. So she has a problem to see positive things in others. She always been the rigid and negative, and it's very hard to see positive things. She struggle. So it's absolute beech case. Next, a critical Lisa who puts pressure. Critical Lisa, starting from here, who puts pressure on her children to meet her expectation and often find faults in them. She often see faults in them. She don't see positivity. More often she go negative side and critical most of time. And here her children get her attitude or attributes of negativity. So this is what the Beech case, she needed Beech to be a good mother, to see positive side of their children. So judgmental Rachel, who give unsolicited advice and critics to her friends and has a hard time being sportive without judgment. She always being judgmental and always being and gives unsolicited advice, even she haven't tried to give advice and become the critic every time of our friends. So absolute Beech thing. Next, intolerant Emily, who struggle to respect and see positive in different political belief. She thinks she is the right one. Her belief is the positive belief. Her things are positive. Her things are on the absolute good. But on the other hand, she is not seeing good things or positive things in other political beliefs, and just those who hold different opinions very differently and very intolerant towards other who are opposite to his belief. So this is something the Beech. If this go the case, if she is fanatic, if she think she could do and take a mission to do for his belief system, that could be the Vervain. But here she is intolerant, and there is no mention here the mission and the purpose of her life, about his belief. She go everything whatever against his or opponent of his belief system. So this is very intolerant toward those specifically, and she judges other very and hardly see positive in different political belief. Hardly see positive. She feels struggle to respect. So this is what the Beech case. Next, very critical person who focuses on the flaws and mistakes of others and fails to appreciate their strengths and positive qualities. So a very critical person, that is very critical person who focus on the flaws and mistakes of others, always see flaws and negative things of others, failures, and very easy, fails to appreciate others. It's very hard to see positive and appreciate somebody positive and strength. So it's absolute Beech, again Beech. So next, an individual who fix ideas and principles, again fix ideas and principle. It could be the Vervain too, it could be the Vine too, but here what's the problem, that they find challenging to change. So it's a hard to change. Again, it's a these attributes relevant to Vervain. Going ahead, becoming irritated or frustrated when others don't share their views. So she that individual become irritated when others don't share their views. But it's opposite. In Vervain case, he doesn't care about other share or not share. He just try to convince his own mind. So here, two attributes are similar to the Vervain, but the third attributes tell us this is absolute the Vervain Beech case. So this is the difference, guys. See it very closely. Next case we will discuss, we're gonna see the examples of Chicory. Guys, Chicory. What is the Chicory remedy? Chicory remedy is a remedy, guys, remember, the individuals who tend to be possessive and easily offended when making it difficult for them to separate from their family. So it's a problem to separate from their family. First example, a woman who could not let go of her adult children and interfere in their lives, causing tension and conflict in the family. Sure, is a problem. She always interfere in her life. She is possessive and don't want to let go. She is possessive and interfere, try to control them. Why she is interfere? If the person is not letting you go and try to interfere in your everyday affairs, so it's mean the possessiveness and controlling nature coming together side by side and causing tension and conflict to their family. But she is protective and possessive, so it's an absolute Chicory case. Next, a man who feels the need to control his partners. So here he need to control his partner. Why? Feel it the need partner every move and gets upset when she try to assert her independence. Yeah, they are very possessive and don't give that space to their partners or their loved ones. This is the very normal nature of Chicory. They don't give space to their partner. So it's their problem. They are manipulative. So next, a teenager who is possessive of her friends and becomes jealous when they spend time with other people. So an absolute chicory personality. Next, a mother who is constantly criticize her daughter's life choices and try to micromanage her decision. So she criticize her, constantly criticize her life choices. So this is kind of the behavior that the beach people have. And next, her daughter's life choice and tries to micromanage for decision. She tried to micromanage and try to be bossy. It's a behavior of the vine behavior. So if we go together, if you understand, if there is a nature, if there is not clear in the case, but if there is a nature of a mother, she is possessive and she love her so much, she care her so much, in same time she criticize her, try to control her, then we can say, remember this, in this case, see other things. So we can say this is chicory only when we see this mother is so much loving to her daughter and she is possessive and controlling, protective her to her, and same time she is criticizing and trying to macromanage her decisions. So this could be the absolute. Next, a friend who becomes upset when plans of bonding in relationship does not go align. So and become offended in separation talk. Absolute, she offended in a separation talk and want a bonding relationship. So absolute chicory personality. Next, a parent who is overly protective of their child, again, and does not allow them to experience new things. So here this is confusing. The information is not to decide completely. So if the parent is overprotective, same time the possessive, same time they don't want to let go their children somewhere else and does not allow them to experience new things, in this way, if we say, if we consider she does not want to, or parent does not want to let them children to experience new things, they don't want to let them go from there and don't want to them to separate from them, if the fear of separation or insecurity towards their children, if these things coming, then is a chicory. Remember guys. Next, a partner who is possessive of their significant other and become upset when they spend time with someone else. So there is jealousy and love. There is other remedy of holy too, but here in this case, in this group, if we see the possessive nature is significant of other, and same time she try to control it, same time the person is try to manipulate. If these things coming together, then is absolute chicory. Next, a grandparent who constantly interferes in their grandchild's upbringing and causing tension between them and the child. So this is coming. They're constantly interfering them. They're trying to manipulate them. They're trying to they're trying to control them. So grandchild's upbringing cause tension. This is creating tension. We'll leave this. But they're trying to controlling them. If we go and trying to be bossy, trying to controlling them, trying to dominate their decisions, it could be the vine. But here, if the grandparents, same case applies as the previous case. If the grandparents have a strong mindset of possessive, protective, controlling, they feel the need of their grandchildren every time. They don't want to let them go somewhere else or don't want to lose them. So if this kind of nature, if they are doing the things interfering the children's grandchildren's, not they think they are the one who the best knows. So if they are in that type of nature, then it's a chicory person. So in this, again in this case, we need much more in pieces of information to accurately precise that chicory. I hope you get getting the good, guys. We are analyzing the cases more deeply. Next, rock water. Guys, rock water personality. What is rock water, guys? Remember, for these are the individuals who drive themselves too hard, seeking perfection in everything, setting too high standards for themselves. So this is what let's have about them, discussion about them. First, a person who spends hours every day organizing and cleaning his home. Show if this person has a mission or the purpose, or set the mindset about the cleaning and the high standards and spend time on it. If feeling guilty, if take any time for themselves, that's a problem. If he take time for himself, feel guilty, so it's absolute rock water. But there could be the other remedies too, but we have to consider rock water and those other things too. We need other pieces of information too to analyze this. These things good. He feeling guilty if he spent somewhere else time. He has a high set standards of the cleaning his house. But here, guys, if the guy who want to be a role model of them, the person who clean everything, who want to be the role model of their children or the surrounding of the people, he want to be the best of them. If this case comes, then this rock water, absolutely. Next, a student who become upset if he do not get perfect grades and puts immense pressure on themselves to succeed. So this person is get upset when he not getting the grades, and he's hard worker, and then he will upset in not getting the things he wanted. But remember, guys, we need more information. This student mindset must be like this. He want to be the example. He is the perfectionist. This guy want to get everything, especially if he think and make his study very high grade standards. So this guy must be the kind of a man who want to be a perfectionist, or a female who want to be a perfectionist. So if this mindset come, or the same situation comes, this is rock water. Then a worker who push themselves to brink of the exhaustion. So he working so hard, trying to achieve the highest level of productivity and performance. Same mindsets coming, he working too hard to get the level best. And these type of the people, if not getting the level of the best, even after exhaustion, if couldn't do the work, they blame themselves. And this mindset is absolutely the rock water. But remember, guys, these are the guys who want to be the perfect people. They can go to self pain, they can go to they dominate themselves, their wishes, and martyr themselves just to get what they want, be the idealist person from the for surrounding. Next, an artist who spend hours perfecting every details of their work and struggle to share it with others because it never feels good enough. If this person is not getting good enough, or not thinking that this project or this my task is my work is not at the level of the best, they betray themselves. They spend hours and hours, they do hard, they take pain, they can sacrifice themselves for their cause. So these kind of people they are. Next, a musician who practices for hours on the air, even when his fingers are blistered and sore. So he's working core from the next level, for the next level, even beyond his own personal strength, in the pursuit of flawless techniques. So without any proper technique, this person is working too hard. A musician is working too hard, and practices a lot for his fingers, even damaging his fingers just to get the best music. So this guy is sacrificing himself. This is absolute rock water. Next, a highly driven entrepreneur who never takes a break and works long hours even when it starts to impact. It's very normal. So again, the same case, just like the musician from the previous case. So it's doing the same pattern. Next, or well-being. It's this point is the wrong bullet point. So this is not with them. It's not impacting its health and well-being. Same type of case. Next, perfectionist who is never satisfied with his work even when he received praise and recognition from others. So he always see weaknesses in himself. This is rock water, absolute rock water. Even he's getting success and not satisfied with his success, seeing again his weaknesses and negative things is in his own himself, opposite to the beech. So this is rock water. Next, a perfectionist who hopes to set an example for others to follow. Again, he want to set an example, he want to be the idealistic. Here it's going hinting the rock water, often feeling frustrated when he fails to meet their high standard. Yeah, absolute rock water. Next, an idealist, again starting from the idealist, who always look for the good in people and situations, sometimes to the point of overlooking flaws in it, or problem. So this is the person who, for the good in people, he always look good and always see good, and even overlooking the flaws of other rather than and seeing in his own flaws. So this is absolute rock water again. Next, we have the Vervain. What is Vervain, guys? So these are the individuals who are strongly willed and highly strung with the minds that race ahead of events. And this is what the racing thoughts coming in their head, and it become more challenging for them to not allow them to others to convince them in their own faith. So he does not allow others to convince them for their faith. So this kind of person, a person who strongly believes in particular religion or tries to convince everyone around them to follow the same beliefs, absolutely trying to convince others, a strong belief on religion, that kind of fanatic is absolute Vervain. An individual who are very passionate about particular political idea. So he is passionate about particular political ideology, and is unable to accept any opposing. So absolute Vervain. Next, a person who is highly opinionated and never hesitates to express their views even when they know it may offend others. So it don't care about even the people like their views or not, but he just try to preach their ideology and opinions. So these kind of people are very vocal and open to say anything. So this is Vervain. Next, and individuals who impose and try of convince of beliefs and opinions on others without considering their feelings or perspectives. So this person is imposing his belief system and don't care about other what they say. So absolutely Vervain case. Next, an enthusiastic person who tend to burn out easily due to high energy levels and racing thoughts in his beliefs. So his belief system are racing thoughts. Obsession is coming in on the head about his belief system, and he is burnout. He's spending his all energy, very enthusiastic, very motivated about the specific cause, specific purpose, specific belief. So absolute Vervain. Next, a Jain who judges and discriminates against people based on their race, religion, or sexual orientation. Guys, remember, if this person is discriminating the person on the race, religion, or sexual orientation, and doesn't care about the other what they feel, so it could be the Beech case too. But we have to, he judges, he's a critic, he judge and discriminate every time if the people have opposite belief of himself. It's a Beech case. But here, if we go to a Vervain case, we need to have a secure one thing. If religion or orientation or race, whatever, if they coming from the same type of philosophy and same type of ideology, if it's going and align with the particular belief system, that's why byproduct of other belief system, just like a sexual orientation or race or kind of things, if they coming from the lobbying of the particular faith system, particular belief system, and vocal of this belief system is same time as the fanatic, then it could be the Vervain. If the same information coming, it could be the Beech case too. Remember this, guys. This case need more pieces of information to ascertain is this for that to be, or we consider it to absolute Vervain. Next, and try to convince others. So this is the same. Here, and try to convince others when it's belief. Yeah, here next pieces of information coming, guys. Here, if this information we consider this information, then absolute. This is the Vervain. This is absolute Vervain. So next, an inflexible individual who find it hard to adopt to change circumstances or perspective, often clinging to the outdated belief and practice. So he's believing his own faith so much behind his political ideas, his practices, his belief system is so much outdated, although, but it's very hard to adopt new circumstances and changes. So it's inflexible to these circumstances or belief system. So this is absolute Vervain case again. Next, we are going for the Vine personality. Vine personality, guys who are dominant, who try to dominate others, thinking they know better than everyone else around them and putting others down every time. And these are the people who always develop humility, and in him they establish humility for others who are belittle them in front of them. So this is kind of their bossy type of attitude. So first example, a manager who always thinks they know best and insists that their subordinate follow their instruction without considering their ideas or suggestion. Just they follow what they say it. As I say, do it. Just this is absolute Vine behavior. Next, a bossy and domineering person who likes to take charge and bulldoze others onto doing things their way. Their way is the highway. If these things are coming, this is the bossy kind of attitude, dominating the situation. Vine case. Again, someone who tend to dominate conversation and interaction with others, talking over them and disregarding the other's opinion. So this could be the Beech case too, but here he's dominating the situation. So in conversation even. So this is absolute Vine case. Next, our teacher who expect their students to follow strict rules and routine even when it may not be in the best interest of their students' learning. So whatever he say, we want others to follow that. So this kind of a teacher. So this is Vine. Next, Mark who has a set a way of doing things and become upset when someone showing them to be not to be unfollow or not acting on under their dominating condition. So people not acting on their dominance as they want it for. So this is Vine case. Next, a bossy and dominating individuals who like to take charge of situation and people, often bulldozing others into doing things their way without regard of their input preferences. So he want them to people follow and bulldozing the everything, the situation, the ordering. So absolute bossy, Vine case. This is absolute simply Vine case. So next we see the another aspect, that is the remedy effect. What could be the effect of the remedy on those personalities, on those persons, if they take this remedy, particular remedy? So first, what Beech people would have effect after taking the remedy? They develop tolerance, understanding toward others. Next, help and recognition, good people and situations, they start getting it. Next, reduce criticism and rigid towards oneself and others. Yeah, this is very important. Improve the ability to appreciate beauty in life. So they start appreciating the other positive things. Next, enhance the ability to see others' perspective. Yeah, they start seeing the others' perspectives too. Not they think their perspective is the what they have to see, or they become rigid on it. No. Next, their intolerance reduce, and impatience toward others start reduction. And because they couldn't afford if somebody criticizes and become the opponent of their thoughts, so they start getting impatience and start getting tolerance for them. Helping in building harmonious, yeah, ultimately they will have in the end harmonious relationship when they have less criticism, improve positivity for others, enhance ability to see others perspective, when they see the other perspective, when they recognize people in good situation, when they know what they have good in their personality, and start tolerating other behaviors when they become the critic of their weaknesses. So this is wonderful improvement if they take it. Next, Chicory personality. What is the Chicory personality? These individuals who remember, guys, they are possessive kind of individuals. So what they take after taking the remedy, what they change, develop a sense of freedom and independence. Yeah, they not giving independence, freedom to somebody else, even they feeling themselves in a free time because they are always thinking somebody else. Helps in letting go of possessive and control. This is a wonderful thing. Reduce the tendency of to be overly critical toward their loved ones, because they are manipulative. You try to control them, they become critical of them. So next, improve the ability to see others individual with their own choices. So they start accepting their choices, and start becoming less of controlling. So it's good. Helps in developing a sense of self-worth. So it happen ultimately when if you free somebody, you are freeing yourself too. You are making a dynamics or a situation where you can think of for yourself too. If you are thinking for somebody else every time to control them, to possess them, what happened? You are losing your worth in yourself. So they start creating worth of themselves. They start establishing and improving themselves after taking this remedy. Helps in establishing healthy boundaries. Yeah, they have problem to giving space somebody else. They have problem. This is the way even in a relationship, even any kind of relation, they have given problem. If they love one, they are stick to them, they are cling to that person. They have problem to establish boundaries. So here they start increasing the boundaries. Improve the ability to trust others and build meaningful relations. This is what happened. In the end, they will have a trustworthy relationship because these guys have so much problem of trusting their loved one. It's very normal with their problems. They don't trust easily. So after taking this remedy, Chicory, they start building trust. Next, rock water. Guys, hey, what rock water personality will change themselves? They help in achieving balance between work and play. Yeah, because these people are not used to balance because they work a lot more and then taking less of player time and not care about their lucrative work. Even they need it actually. So they start considering their player time too. So it's wonderful. Reduce self-domination, this is what they're killing themselves. They are the they are the enemy of themselves. It's becoming less analyze yourself, man. Just think about yourself too. Even think about yourself too, not just even because they always dominating their own wishes. They're sacrificing it. Next, enhance the ability to relax and enjoy. Yes, develop a realistic approach towards setting standards. Yeah, this is what happened. They start becoming the realistic to not to get high standards in their head, so they can put themselves in the deep efforts where they get pain. So this is wonderful. Next, help in establishing healthy boundaries with oneself and others. This is good. Because these people, if they are in the team, they start it's not like the Chicory people. These people when they are in the team, they have problem to just, if they want to take work from you, they just stick with you because they want their work. They are selfish for their work. Actually, They want to be the idealist for others, they want to serve others, but they are selfish for their cause. So this kind of things, manipulative things, start becoming lesser. Improve the ability to appreciate one's accomplishment. So it happened because they are the one of the most critic of themselves. This is good because they need to analyze, they need to realize what they have done it in their life. They need to realize it. Reduce feelings of guilt and anxiety toward imperfection. This is a wonderful thing. This happen. Their self-guilt becoming lower, their anxiety becoming lower, and feeling themselves especially imperfect. So it's becoming lower. So this is good. Next, Vervain personality. Guys, remember what is Vervain personality. Vervain people are the people who are strong-willed and high-strung with the minds and have always ahead of the events. So they have problem becoming less they have problem to adopt changes in different changing circumstances, to adopt what the changes have happened. So it's a problem for them. Next, they reduce fanaticism and fixed ideas. So it's a wonderful thing. They become the normal, enhance the ability to be open-minded. So they start becoming open-minded and start learning others too. This is wonderful thing. So others' point of view helps in adopting change. So this is good. They're becoming less of rigid and less of inflexible. Reduce over enthusiasm and their motivation and enthusiasm, impulsivity on specific cause, specific mission, specific belief system, that is way above normal. It should be down to be a normal guy. Next, enhance the ability to live in the present. So this is what they start living in the present rather than living in the future or somewhere else in the world or the planet. So it's very necessary to be realistic. Develop a sense of humility and willingness to learn from others. They start learning where they are wrong, where they need to be rational, where they need to learn their own mistakes. It's very necessary. They start accepting it. Reduce feelings of frustration, and ultimately it's decrease because they're living in a plateau world. They're living somewhere else. So it's necessary to be realistic, to less frustrated. Next, helps in building harmonious. Ultimately, if your partner is so much fanatic and thinking about something else and not with you, definitely think about giving him that Vervain. So so in the end he can build a harmonious relationship, not with you, even somebody else, and all the colleagues are surrounding people around them. So he tend to become a less of the fanatic and have an harmonious relationship with all of them. Next, wine personality. What is wine personality? They helps in developing humility and empathy toward others. So it's help. So it start becoming less of the bossy and start becoming sacrificing less of the means people. So it's wonderful to become the less of the to becoming and realizing this pain that others feel according to the situation. So enhance the ability to listen and consider others. This is a wonderful thing. Next, reduce the tendency to dominate others. So this is good. Develop a sense of collaboration. This is a wonderful thing. He always dictate people. He always try to dictate people. Always give orders. So this is what happened. The problem is less of the working people. They are more on leadership kind of bossy kind of leadership. So they start becoming a different kind of leadership, collaborating and teamwork. It's becoming in the personality. So helps in building healthy, ultimately in colleagues and subordinates. These are the ones who suffer a lot. The children, the people around, people who are under them, custody, or under their team or under their rank. they are the most who get the benefit from their personality if if they take wine remedy. So these people get blessed by this changing personality. So this is what it is by wine remedy specifically. So guys, this was our group to discuss. I have discussed with you to with different aspects, so you have a better understanding to use this remedy with more accurately and with confidence. I hope you get it. Thank you very much.